Don't wait on them to believe you either. Don't wait on their approval. Don't wait on them to believe in you when it comes to what you want to do with yourself in your life. The greatest form of belief is self-belief. Believing in yourself. Believing that you are capable. Believing that what you decide to do is going to work, is going to turn out. And even if it don't, you can learn from it and continue to grow. Don't give up, because that's when you lose, is when you give up. If you never give up, you're never a loser. Every loss is a lesson if you learn from it. It's only truly a loss if you decide to give up. Yo, welcome back to the podcast, man. You know what it is. It's your boy, Stephen Gaines, man. I just want to talk about a few things today. My main focus is helping people stay focused on getting started. Helping people focused on getting started. Because a lot of us like to wait around and wait on people in hopes that we can do things with other people, as a group, as a team. But a lot of the times, man, you got to learn to do things on your own. You got to learn to move on your own time and not be sitting around waiting for people to get on your timeline, to get on the cord. Because when you do things like that, it can leave you at a standstill and leave you stagnant to the point where you will never get started because they decided to never get started. You should never live your life based on how other people decide to make decisions on when they ready to do something. At the end of the day, if you believe in your heart, you ready to get started on anything you ready to embark on, you need to learn to do it as a lone wolf or find other people that are on the same type of, time that you own. Because if not, bro, it will leave you stuck. It will leave you waiting. It will leave you in in a world of trouble, because the only thing we truly have in this world, the only currency we truly do have in this world is our personal time. Our personal time, the sun rises and the sun sets, and it's a 24 hours and it's gone. You don't get the time back. You don't get the time back. You may get another day, but you don't get that time back that was wasted yesterday or however you decide to spend it. So when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to your aspirations, when it comes to goals that you have, you don't have time to waste. There is no time to waste. And the last thing you want to do is sit around waiting on people to be ready to move when you're ready to move. If you got things you want to do and the people around you are not trying to do those things, don't wait on them. Don't wait on them. Do not wait on them, because waiting on people will leave you stuck. And then it leaves you time to start doubting yourself and start allowing disbelief to, find its way into your heart and your mind to the point where you'll trick yourself out of something that could have changed your life, no matter what it may be, So don't play the waiting game. Don't play the waiting game with people. There's nothing wrong with wanting people to, get on the bandwagon of, changing their lives or, trying to strive for greatness or, even get on the cord with trying to do, something that can benefit everybody. But if they not on that, don't wait on them. Just do it. Just do it. Because a lot of the times it be like our loved ones that'll hold us back. Not saying that they don't support us, not saying that they don't believe in us, but at the same time, it just may not be for them. Everything ain't for everybody. And at the end of the day, what God has for you is for you. It's not for everybody. It may be able to benefit everybody, but what God has for you specifically as an individual is for you and you alone. And sometimes being alone is how it's meant to be done until you get to a certain period, a certain part of that journey to where you may need, an actual full-fledged team. You may need the support, you may need the help. You may need the employees. You know what I'm saying? You may need the partners. Like there's a point in time where, those things can be beneficial, but at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with starting alone. Because in the beginning, most of the times, the job is a one-man job until it becomes, a 10-man job, a dozen-man job, a million-man job, but most jobs start as, one to, a few individuals that have a like mindset, that have a vision that they all are, like visualizing to the point that they want to manifest it and bring it into their lives, bring it into their reality. And it might be something that just benefits them, or it might be something that benefits everybody. But never play the waiting game when it comes to your future. When it comes to your future, because again, sitting around wasting time is exactly what it sounds like. You wasting time. Time can be wasted. And it literally, lo and behold, is wasted every single day. It's wasted every single day. A lot of us waste time every single day. Doom scrolling, binge watching, sleeping in, sitting around just being stagnant and being inactive on our dreams and goals, on our future. And then we look up 5 years from now, 5 months from now, and we see nothing has changed. It's because you haven't changed any habits. You haven't changed any daily routines. You haven't made any investments. You haven't done anything to create a change, to spark something that can, alter your future, because you're constantly doing the same thing over and over and over and over. When you do the same thing over and over, you're going to get the same results over and over. In order to get something different, you got to become something different. You got to do something different. You got to change things. You got to shake stuff up. And sitting around waiting ain't gonna make that happen. It's not going to make that happen. So at the end of the day, man, don't play the waiting game. Don't play the waiting game. For starters, don't wait to get started. Don't wait to get started. A lot of people are perfectionists. Like, they are perfectionists. They want things to be perfect before they even get started. They don't want people to be able to critique anything. They just want full-fledged approval for anything that they decide to do. If it's a clothing line, if it's content, if it's an item, a product, somebody writing a book, or somebody coming out with some lotion, or like some form of electronic, an app, creating an app. Like, people just want everybody to like everything that they do, and it leaves them in this mode of perfectionism, like, where I just have to make sure that everything is perfect before I put it out. But the thing about life is, being perfect isn't what keeps us growing. It's the imperfections that keep us growing. Constantly being able to improve certain areas of anything allows us to continue to grow. It's literally a continuing growing cycle when it comes to life. Like, there is no peak that you hit to where there's just nowhere else to go. There's no ceilings when it comes to living on earth. When it comes to being a human being, you can always get greater and better in anything that you decide to do, anything you decide to create. Even me with this podcasting, like, there's room for improvement in every area of this, man. From the way that I speak, from the content that I create, from my setting, to the equipment, mics and cameras, everything. There's room for improvement. And that's the blessing about life, is you can always get better, so we don't get bored. Things don't get old fast. It's like, okay, I reached this climax, I reached this pinnacle. Now it's another floor, and there's another ceiling to hit. And then I hit that ceiling, and that creates another floor. And so on and so forth. So don't wait on getting started. Just my first podcast episode, I stated, do what you can do with what you have until you can get what you want, till you can get where you want. But start where you at. You're never going to start where you're going to end. So at the end of the day, start where you're at and you'll be able to get to where you want to go. But if you don't even start, you'll never get there. And trying to become this perfectionist person, and there's nothing wrong with wanting things to be done to the best of your abilities, but your abilities can always grow as well too. So it can be done to the best of your abilities in that moment of your life, in that era of your life. But there comes a new age to where you're going to be a person that has grown from all the experiences that you created and all the knowledge and wisdom and, skills that you've gained on the way, to where you are a different person and you have different capabilities that are stronger and more versatile than the ones that you had before, allowing you to create new products, create new content, create new things, think a different way, see a different way, speak a different way, be a different way. That's the whole point of life, is to continually grow over and over and over, man. Break it down, build it up. Break it down, build it up. Break it down, build it up. So don't be afraid to get started. Don't be afraid to get started, and don't be waiting on people's approval. Don't be waiting on people's approval, because at the end of the day, like, a lot of us want people to believe in us. Don't wait on them to believe you either. Don't wait on their approval. Don't wait on them to believe in you when it comes to what you want to do with yourself and your life. The greatest form of belief is self-belief. Believing in yourself. Believing that you are capable. Believing that what you decide to do is going to work, is going to turn out. And even if it don't, you can learn from it and continue to grow. Don't give up, because that's when you lose, is when you give up. If you never give up, you're never a loser. Every loss is a lesson if you learn from it. It's only truly a loss if you decide to give up. And waiting on people's approval. Here's the thing about that is, everything ain't for everybody, like I just said. So every vision ain't for everybody. Every mission ain't for everybody. Everything that you think about doesn't mean that people are going to be able to believe it as much as you do, especially when it's not their vision, it's yours. That's the whole point of it being your vision. Most people won't even be able to see it until it's actually out here physically formed and being supported by others. Because even after you've created a product, or you've put something out, or you've done something, it's not until the world sees it that allows, the people around you to actually, decide to give it approval for themselves. Because a lot of people will throw, doubt at you. Hey, don't quit your day job, and how your little business going, and like, it's just like, oh man, you a dreamer, man. You a dreamer, man. Like what they be? What's the saying? In the real world, in the real world, the real world is made up of the unseen world. Everything that's seen comes from the unseen. This entire microphone came out somebody's mind, and they brought it forth. It went from the metaphysical to the physical. Same with the camera and the computer, and everything in this room came from somebody's mind first. The bricks on the, everything came from somebody's mind first. Everything came from a vision that somebody had. And they found a way. So imagine if somebody told, somebody about the microphone or the camera or the computer. I'm sure they have, but my point is, like, if these people waited on other people's approval, or waited on them to see what they saw, or believed in them for what they were trying to create, none of this stuff would even be here. It had to be brought here through self-belief, and not waiting to be perfect. Because, look at the first light bulb compared to LED lights and stuff that we got now, Look at the first TV compared to all the TVs that we have now. Look at the desktop that I got compared to the first desktops that was out. Like, ain't nothing going to start how it's going to end. And there's always going to be room for approval. Why do you think TVs keep getting flatter and flatter and flatter? Cameras keep getting better and better and better. Microphones keep getting clearer and clearer and clearer. Like everything just constantly improves, man. That's all people are really doing is reinventing things that have already been here. Like ain't nothing new under the sun for the most part, but there's nothing wrong with recreating something and making it better because there's room for improvement with everything in this world, especially ourselves as human beings. So again, don't wait on people's approval. Don't wait on them believing you, man. And don't wait to get started. Don't wait to get started, because if you waiting to get started, man, all you gotta do is start. All you gotta do is start. Everything else take care of itself. Everything else take care of itself, Everything else. Everything else. And more than anything, don't wait for people to support you. Don't wait for people to support you, because there's a lot of reasons why people don't support people. There's a lot of reasons. It could be jealousy. It could be lack of belief, It could be pure just lack of imagination, lack of thought expansion, lack of perspective, People don't believe in like other people's visions for so many reasons. Like a look at the iPhone. I guarantee you when he was running around telling people what he was trying to produce, some people was looking at him crazy. Same with Elon Musk and some of the stuff he's done. People like, this man is out of his mind. But then again, he had people that did believe him and invested in him. And look at what he's done. Now, 9 times out of 10, most people don't disbelieve him because of the work like he's put in, his portfolio, his background, his resume, his reputation, Imagine when Ford and them was creating the cars. You know what I'm saying? They created that assembly line and they started making them cars as fast as they did. People didn't think that was possible. Now you create mass production out of something that should take forever in our mindset right now, because it's taking forever right now. And they created room. They created something that made things be produced faster to where the turnover time was shorter, and allowing products to fly off the shelves, fly out the factories. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, So don't wait on people's support, because at the end of the day, man, self-belief, it all falls back on you supporting yourself. You believe in yourself. You approving yourself. Again, there's nothing wrong with having a team, but sometimes you got to be a one-man army. Sometimes you just got to figure it out on your own. And what's for you will come to you. Like, it may not be the circle that you have around you now that you're going to end up with on the endeavors that you're trying to embark on, as far as, creating businesses or, creating, again, products or services, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. What's for you is for you. So if it's something that you believe in, it's something that you envision, strive to produce that. Strive to achieve that. Go hard or go home. With people or alone. Period. 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 For real, man. Like, we got to get better at just following our passions, following our skill sets, following what life has for us. And no matter what we got to leave behind or who we got to leave behind, those sacrifices have to be made, or you going to sacrifice your future self. Which one would you rather do? Would you sacrifice yourself, or would you sacrifice relationships and sacrifice, situationships and situations in general? Like, what are you willing to sacrifice? But the last thing you should want to do is sacrifice yourself, as far as the goals and visions that you have for yourself, because God may have something for you that only can be given to you once other things are removed from your life. And if those things aren't removed from your life, then you'll block your own blessings. You will block your own blessings. And that's the last thing you want to do, is block your own blessings. Because the thing about blessings is, like, you can block your own blessings and it'll stop you from being able to bless others. You can block your own blessings, and it'll stop you from being blessed to be able to bless others. So that's the whole point of actually, falling in line, getting disciplined, getting in tune, getting on accord with the plan that's for your life. Because you can literally change your life, and when you change your life, you can change everybody else's lives with the blessings you received from making the sacrifices that you decide to make. And it may hurt some people. It may even hurt you in the moment. Sacrificing ain't fun. It ain't always fun. But staying stagnant definitely probably don't feel good. And to be honest, being comfortable, is just a disguise for fear. Comfort ain't nothing but a disguise for fear. Like, who in their right mind wouldn't want to get better? Who in their right mind wouldn't want to be better? Who in their right mind wouldn't want to do better? But instead, you want to stay where you at and be comfortable and stop growing. And anything that's no longer growing is dying. And death ain't gonna feel good, I can guarantee you that. So get in tune, man. Get in tune. But at the end of the day, you got to realize you are your biggest asset. You are your biggest asset. So when you invest in anything, it should be investing in you. And sometimes investing in you, requires letting things go. Letting people go, letting situations go, letting mindsets go, letting the lack of belief go in self. Letting the lack of opportunity or past mistakes hold you back. You are your biggest asset. When you invest in you, you winning all across the board. All across the board. When you invest in making better money decisions, you winning financially. When you invest in making better health decisions, you winning physically. When you invest in growing your knowledge and wisdom, you winning mentally. When you invest in your mindsets and stuff like that, when you invest in your living space, you investing in your peace. Learn to invest in yourself. Learn to invest in the most important asset in your life, and that's you. That's you. You are your greatest asset. Never forget to invest in you first. There's a saying called pay yourself first. Fill your cup first before you try to fill others. Again, when you invest in you, you also invest in other people. Because again, when you stop blocking your own blessings, it allows you to be blessed so that way you could bless others. It allows you to bless others by learning to accept your own blessings. Chase your own, not even chase, receive your own blessings. So that's the message for tonight, man. That's the message for tonight. Stop waiting on people. Stop waiting to get started. Stop waiting on support. Stop waiting on people to believe you. Believe in yourself. All you need is yourself at the end of the day. You was born by yourself into this world. You're going to leave by yourself from this world. You are the greatest tool that you have in your life. You are the greatest tool that you have in your life. Don't forget to work on you. Don't forget to invest in you. Don't forget to use you the right way. So with that being said, man, like I always say, if you want to change the world, you change yourself. If you want to change your world, you change yourself. And when you change yourself, everything changes. So life for life. We out.